All right, let's get right into it. If you're thinking 2024 was the big year for AI experimentation, well, I've got some news for you. That whole era is already over. Seriously, the novelty of just asking a bot to write an email for you, that's faded. The next era, the one that's happening right now, is all about orchestration. The real winners aren't just using AI, they are building entire autonomous systems with it. And this really brings us to the most important question you can ask about your AI strategy right now. Is your AI an intern? Someone you give one-off tasks to and have to constantly supervise? Or are you treating it like a trusted contractor, someone you can give a high-level goal to and just let them run the entire project? Because believe me, that difference is absolutely everything. And here's the perfect way to visualize that shift. Generative AI, our intern, was super impressive, right? It followed commands perfectly. But Agentic AI, the contractor, is a completely different species. It doesn't just create things, it executes. It takes a big picture goal, it breaks that down into a workflow, and it gets the job done without you having to hold its hand the whole time. This is what is fundamentally changing how businesses get work done. So let's talk about this agentic AI shift. And let's be clear, this isn't some minor upgrade. It's creating a brand new digital divide. On one side, you have the pioneers. And on the other, you've got companies stuck in what some people are calling pilot purgatory. They're trying out a bunch of tools, but they haven't really integrated anything. They're just dabbling, not deploying. This leads us straight to this idea of the scale gap. And this is the central challenge, and honestly, the biggest opportunity for everyone right now. You've got the vast majority of companies using AI for these simple one-off tasks, and then you have this tiny elite group who are literally re-architecting their entire business around teams of autonomous agents. And if you look at the hard data, it's pretty staggering. According to McKinsey, a huge 62% of firms are just experimenters, but only 6%, just 6% are high performers. And those are the ones who can attribute 5% or more of their actual earnings directly to AI. That tiny 6% isn't just using AI as another tool. Their entire business engine is being fundamentally powered by it. And the payoff for being in that 6%? It's incredible. We're talking about the average employee using these systems saving 2.5 hours every single day. I mean, think about that for a second. In a 10-person team, that's like getting 3 new full-time employees, but for the cost of software. It is a massive, massive productivity unlock. Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's jump into the modern AI toolkit and see how these systems are built. We're going to do a quick tour of the agents that are completely reshaping core business functions, and we'll start with marketing. So in marketing, we are way beyond just writing blog posts. You have tools like Jasper AI that acts like a brand guardian, making sure every single word sounds exactly like your company. Then you have something like Taplio, which can build your personal brand on LinkedIn by automating all that crucial warm-up engagement before you even send a single message. And HeyGen, it lets you create a professional video asset for about $50 that used to cost $5,000 and a full production day. The scale is just different. Now let's hop over to sales. Here, agents are getting rid of the tasks that cause total burnout. HubSpot's AI, Breeze, can automatically research new leads and fill in your CRM for you, so your data is always perfect. Prospecting platforms like Clay build lists that are so targeted, they feel like they were handcrafted, but they're doing it at 100 times the scale. And then you have tools like ChatFuel that act as a 24/7 sales agent that can literally close deals and take payments right inside a chat window. Okay, to make this really, really concrete, let's walk through a real-world operations workflow from an automation platform like Gumloop. This is where the magic really happens. So picture this. An invoice PDF lands in a shared Gmail inbox. An agent instantly sees it, extracts all the key data, and adds it as a new row in a Google Sheet. Then, because the amount is over $1,000, it automatically notifies the CFO on Slack for approval. Once approved, the invoice is uploaded to QuickBooks. The key part? No human touched it. That is an autonomous digital worker handling a core business process from start to finish. All right, so we've seen these incredible tools out there, but this explosion of options brings up what is maybe the most critical strategic decision that every leader is facing right now. How do you actually build your competitive advantage? Do you just rely on these off-the-shelf tools, or do you build your own? This is the central question, isn't it? For the processes that truly make your business unique, the things that make you profitable, should you basically rent a solution from another company, or should you own that asset yourself? The answer you choose here has massive long-term consequences for your competitive edge. See, here's the problem with relying only on buying. Off-the-shelf software, or SaaS, has a ceiling. Your most valuable data is sitting on someone else's server. That's a huge security risk. The logic is totally generic, which means it can't replicate your company's secret sauce. And you're completely at the mercy of vendor lock-in. When their prices go up, guess what? You have no choice but to pay. It's convenient, for sure, but convenience is not a competitive moat. So the crucial thing here is to know when to use each approach. SaaS tools are absolutely perfect for commodity tasks, things every single business does, like scheduling meetings or sending out generic newsletters. They're fast, they're cheap. But for the processes that are your competitive advantage, that unique way you source your leads or how you underwrite risk or manage your supply chain, well, for those, custom-built agents give you total control, maximum security, and a perfect fit for your one-of-a-kind logic. You own the asset. This all brings us to a really powerful, really simple rule of thumb for this new agentic age. If there's one idea you should write down from this whole explainer, it's this. If the task is a commodity, buy a solution. If the process is your competitive advantage, you absolutely must build it. That single framework is what separates the experimenters from the high performers. So where does that leave us? What does all this mean for you? Well, it means your role has to evolve. You can't just be a user of software anymore. In this new era, your most important job is to become a system architect. And adopting this architect's mindset means you have to zoom out. You stop thinking about just buying individual tools, and you start thinking about designing the entire factory. Your job becomes orchestrating a whole, cohesive team of digital workers, these agents, that together create a competitive advantage so unique to your business that nobody can just go buy it off a shelf. Let me be really clear about this. The time for being amazed that an AI can write a poem is over. That's just a party trick now. The tools that we've talked about today, they are simply the building materials. They're the bricks. Your job, your real value, is to be the architect who designs the structure. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The technology is here, and it's more powerful than any of us could have imagined. But right now, it's just a pile of bricks waiting for a blueprint. So the final question isn't about the tech, it's for you. What system will you build?